government in this town is excellent and uses your tax dollars.
And welcome to the Crypto Show. Today we have some great guests from divs.io, and it's Merch Media, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Merch Media and Volition Labs. Elle is back to join us again. I got to admit, you're way smarter than I thought. You're way smarter than I thought. I didn't know who I was dealing with when I started hearing about Volition Labs.
Sorry to disappoint you, Dan. I'll try and tone down my intellect.
Oh, my God. She's smarter than all of us up here put together, probably.
Goes with the gender.
Oh, my God. She's one of those sexist. It's like racist, but
I can
worse.
get away with it. That's what's so great.
So today we're talking about non-food tacos. Is it?
That's right. Non-food tacos, yes.
Non-food tacos. These are things that you draw pictures on. I mean, so it's just a JPEG? Is this what an NFT is?
Oh, well, I mean, this is the interesting thing that's blowing everyone's minds right now. You know, how can an NFT sell for 6.9 million at Christie's when it's essentially just a digital image that is completely replicatable all the way across the entire world, global internet? Well, the reason for that is because for the first time, blockchain technology has facilitated the ability for us to now register digital certificates on the blockchain in an indelible, immutable way. And it's actually the thing that you own is actually the digital certificate of ownership of that image. And theoretically, there's only one of those, so you actually own the certificate of ownership. And that's what gives you ownership over that image, in a way, yes.
Can you just give a description of what Volition Labs is doing here and what you guys are offering to the conference goers?
So I'm one of the consultants for Volition Labs, and Volition Labs, I guess that they seek to put the punk back in cypherpunk, because especially with their NFTs, you know, it's fantastic how the new visual application of the blockchain, because, you know, up till now, blockchain's been very quite difficult for the mainstream to grasp. You know, it's very intangible. You know, they like visual things, they like images. And for the first time now, with the blockchain, we can actually load our own data up onto it. So NFT is the first implementation of that, and in a way it's a transition from blockchain 1, which was just cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, to blockchain 2, which was smart contracts like Ethereum, and now we're into blockchain 3, which is user-led loading up of our own data onto a blockchain, in the same way that the internet has also gone through that shift as well from Web 1 to Web 2. So it's an interesting phase in the development of blockchain. And now I've forgotten what the question was. So
what Volition Labs is going to be offering to the conference goers.
Thank you very much. So what's happened with the mainstream has now been attracted into the blockchain space more than ever because of this visual aspect of NFTs. And so they can now engage with blockchain technology because they're, you know, going crazy over this new digital blockchain art fad that is NFTs. And the trouble is then that, you know, a lot of the mainstream are getting involved, but they don't really understand the kind of core essence of what blockchain and cryptocurrency is about, which is all about decentralization and privacy and liberty, and these core libertarian, you know, and libertarian and voluntarist ideals. And I think that what Volition Labs is really about is kind of putting the punk back into cypherpunk and really kind of bringing us back to the ideals and the original principles of what blockchain is about, which is decentralization and peer-to-peer message transmission and this kind of thing. So anyway, Volition Labs is down here as Anarchapulco to support with the whole NFT side, because this year Anarchapulco really wanted to pioneer within the NFT space, and particularly, I think, you know, as I understand, they're the first conference in the world to be making these special NFTs of the talks, making them available to people here, and particularly promoting the concept of freedom through NFT artwork on the blockchain, rather than this kind of, I would say, more sort of insipid, banal, millennial culture that has very much kind of pervaded the whole NFT space in the mainstream. So,
can you talk about the different blockchains that you know, that are hosting NFTs, Ethereum, Solana, and, you know, Aspire is one that I'm doing them on, and there's Near, there's dozens and dozens. You know, explain which ones are better and why, and get a little bit into whitelisting and what that means.
Okay, sure. So I would say that, well, first of all, it's important to understand that NFTs can only be minted onto a blockchain that runs smart contracts, that's Turing complete. A blockchain like Bitcoin only runs Bitcoin, so there are different blockchains for different things. And since we've had the invention of smart contract-based blockchains like Ethereum, we can now load our own data up onto them using smart contracts. So there are a number, infinitely more and more blockchains that are offering NFTs now. You can't really keep up. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of impossible.
Yeah, if a blockchain can create a sub-asset, then you can, enter the data of your, your cloud hash where you put your picture into that sub-asset.
Yeah, so when you're, if you're thinking of creating your own NFT, which I think everybody should, it's fun, the easiest way to do that is to use probably one of the most mainstream platforms. It's important to be aware that there is kind of creeping in a slight censorship issue with the platforms, because essentially you don't need the marketplaces or the platforms to create your NFT. You can just do it direct with a blockchain. But as with wallets, there's now these kind of third-party interfaces that run as NFT marketplaces like OpenSea or Rarible, or there's proliferation of those as well.
Atomic Hub and
exactly, and they make it super simple. You basically just press a button where you connect your MetaMask wallet or whatever relevant wallet, and so you can fund your account with the necessary crypto to pay for the gas fees. So with Ethereum, it would be probably MetaMask, so you'd download MetaMask, install it into your browser, transfer some Ethereum or buy some Ethereum, and then you connect that to OpenSea or Rarible or whatever, and you'd use that to pay for the gas fees. And so that's the process of doing. When you go onto OpenSea, you just create an account, and then you can just load up your digital images like that and decide how much you want to sell them for, or whatever, whether you want to do an auction or whatever. That's one thing. Of course, you need to have your own marketing route to tell people about them. They don't just sell by themselves on these marketplaces. But that's the easy way to do it. There is a kind of gatekeeper aspect coming through on these marketplaces, right? So some of them are saying, oh, we'll only put you through into certain areas or let you have certain facilities if we approve what you do, and it's quite interesting because the artist Ulysses XYZ, he's got an NFT art show here at Anarchapulco over there on those big televisions, if anyone's seen it, that's launching today. And it's interesting just talking to him about which platforms he's using, because of course he's doing quite controversial anti-system art. And we know already that, in kind of mainstream internet channels, this stuff's getting blocked and censored. And the principle, really the reason why NFT technology is so important is because it should be theoretically censorship resistant. So we have to watch out for these kind of things, because if you get these gatekeepers again, like these marketplaces like Rarible or there have actually been examples of them censoring certain type of NFTs, haven't they?
The new marketplaces are a lot more centralized now. So when you put up your art, and that's another reason where you would shoot. Hello, yeah.
Oh, okay. This is Vivek Thapar. He is with Divs.io and Merch Media. And these guys have also done some work. If you've seen the Earthship out here, these guys are the ones who funded the Earthship's completion. So that's why we actually have that, thanks to these guys. And they've done some other cool work around here. All of the Anarchapulco videos that have just been released, these guys helped us get it out there. So hopefully they'll help us get the rest of them out there. So all of these, everybody on the stage here is really helping out, with Volition Labs helping us with all of the NFTs. So, big shout out to these guys for sure.
Thank you, Dan. In reference to, just to touch upon the blockchain that you choose, and like you referenced, Rarible, OpenSea, they're more common marketplaces. You see more and more artists coming out with 5,000 pieces, 10,000 pieces, and at that point, whether you use Ethereum, which has a lot more gas fees, and whether you're reselling your product, you're reselling your art to multiple platforms, secondary marketplaces, so that will guide you which platform to use, which blockchain to use, whether you're going to use Ethereum. We're big fans of Tron. The fees are, the platform is amazing, it's fast, it's quick, it's cost effective. We see many of our, a lot of recently, because of Solana being on Coinbase, more and more vendors are using Solana just to get the user base now. So you may come out with the art, but you may not put it into a marketplace where anyone's even viewing the art. So you may save on gas fees, but nobody's coming in viewing. Where now OpenSea and Rarible takes a huge marketplace because that's where all the buyers are at. So there's depending on what you're selling, how you're selling it, that will help you understand which blockchain to use. We're coming up with quite a bit of art, and we're going to release about 5,000 variables, and developing multiple forms. And that's always a question: would we do in our Ethereum? Obviously, Tron seems the best because of the speed and the cost. So
I wanted to find out more about what the process is for whitelisting, because just like anybody in the audience can go to Ethereum and create an NFT, but nobody's going to know about it, and no one's going to see it anywhere because they're not whitelisted. What's the process for whitelisting, and what does it mean?
I mean, whitelisting, once you mint your NFT, right there, right now, a lot of artists are just going on OpenSea and just minting their art, producing their art, and they're hoping somebody will see it. Now, similar to an Amazon marketplace, they have various forms of media that you can buy. There's various forms of marketing that you can do. A common thing to do is create a Telegram chat, create Discord platform, the centralized sides with Instagram, Facebook marketplaces. So once you start creating a platform, more and more users see you on the digital space. So now once your product is listed, you're going to use these channels as a way to drive customers and users to essentially purchase your art, your music. Whether you use OpenSea, Rarible, Tron, various networks, you still should create video, short video description. NFTs are emotions right now. A lot of users and customers are buying because it's an emotional. They're buying a Bored Ape yacht. You're wondering why are they buying an image, but there's emotions. There's a story behind it. They've curated whether it's minting 2 different colors or whether it's music. So they've minted the art, but they've followed it through with all these platforms, which allow more and more users to see, hey, you're not only just minting, you're kind of a real company. You have a story behind it. There's a presence. So that's
okay.
You mentioned Bored Ape Yacht Club, Bored Ape Yacht Club. Yeah, there's some really interesting stuff going on in the space at the moment. I think interesting because I come at most things with a conspiracy angle, mainly because I think the whole world is one big conspiracy, and it's why on earth is the mainstream so quick to adopt NFTs? I mean, it's been insane, hasn't it? Like Justin Bieber and like every single Hollywood, I don't even want to say celebrity, but caricature has jumped on the NFT fad, and it's just like, well, why? And the thing is that when the whole Beloved incident happened, I just thought, wow, I personally think it's because they're scared of decentralized technologies, and this is the panic button that they're pressing, because there's a race of centralized versus decentralized technologies, who can get there first. And they're like, oh my God, we literally can't stop these decentralized technologies that are putting the rug from underneath these globalists, because the only way they control us is through centralized digital platforms. That's how they control us. And with decentralized technologies and the ability now with NFTs to load our own data and be in control of our own data management, our own sovereignty of perception on the internet, I think we've got them on the run, so they can't get rid of NFT technology, immutable data on the blockchain. So I feel like they're kind of coming into the space and trying to control it, So it's quite interesting because, number one, some of the prices that these guys are reaching, 6.9 million for Beeple's 80 days, is it? On 80 days on sold at Christie's in November. And Bored Ape Yacht Club is going for what now? Millions? Yeah, going for millions. And it's interesting because for me, I think Bored Ape Yacht Club signifies the kind of louche Bitcoin millionaire or billionaire, who's made all their monies from Bitcoin. Yeah. Richer, yeah, exactly. Bitcoin rich people, and they're being depicted as these kind of bored crackheads sitting around on yachts, not knowing what to do, which, if you meet Bitcoin millionaires, like personally, people who've been into Bitcoin a long time, like forget the amount of money, but like Bitcoin maxers, people who've been into a long time, they're not sitting around bored. Do you know what I mean? They're pushing forward for like a decentralized planet. That's what they're pushing forward for. So I feel like there's this deliberate kind of banality, millennial kind of banality coming into the space, and they're trying to kind of move us away from the original, even like CryptoPunks, right, which are selling for millions and millions and millions. It's amazing because when you go to Lava Labs, who are the guys who actually created CryptoPunks, and you see their credentials about us, they keep boasting about how they've worked for Google and our favorite clients that are Facebook and all this sort of thing. You know, these aren't people who are really trying to push forward the importance of the decentralized aspect of the technology. And so I think it's really important that because the other thing as well, why the prices are happening is they're doing this kind of laundering process where you can, because of course cryptocurrencies are anonymous, or at least pseudo-anonymous, you can just like create your own chain of wallets and keep pumping your own digital asset, and you can like explode the price. So I think there's been a lot of manipulation of these prices just to get them into the media attention, to sort of pull people towards them. And I think it's important for us to be aware of that and realize that really at its core, NFTs are an opportunity for us to create censorship-resistant art and culture on the blockchain that cannot be controlled by governments.
I wanted to ask about different concepts. So during Hurricane Ida, I did this thing. It was a concept for me. I went down to the hurricane, and I met this guy who lost his shrimp boat. So I did like a little video with him, and then I made NFTs to sell the NFTs where all the money would go to him. So as a fundraising mechanism. What are some really cool ideas that you would think that would work that aren't being used yet?
For fundraising with NFTs?
Anything.
Well, I mean, can I just mention some that I think are really important that do exist? You know, I think for me, some of the most exciting NFTs that have happened have been the ones that have fundraised for Ross Ulbricht and have fundraised for Julian Assange. And that's where, you know, supporters of Ross Ulbricht and supporters of Julian Assange have come together and formed a DAO, which means there is a smart contract relationship between all the people putting money into a pool that then buys an asset, and the terms are already dictated in terms of where the asset is going, you know, so they all have confidence to invest in this asset. And then in the case of Ross Ulbricht, they actually took his own artwork that he drew of his own prison cell. Ross Ulbricht is the guy who got 2 life imprisonments for creating a website where you could buy things, non-harmful things, you know, but they didn't like that, so they shut him down, put him in prison for 2 years. So he's done some amazing work of the inside of his, you know, ironically, the greatest freedom fighter ever, probably since Satoshi Nakamoto herself. And did I say a joke there? I don't know. Is that funny? Was them, they, their, Z self. Yeah, was Ross Ulbricht, and he's now in prison on 2 life sentences. What the person who single-handedly really pushed the price of Bitcoin up and took it into the mainstream, and also Julian Assange, because of course they were taking Bitcoin, right? And so both of them incarcerated. And what's amazing is the technologies kind of going the other way from the digital realm and actually creating, hopefully, you know, by raising all of this money. I think they raised 60 million for Julian Assange and definitely 10 million for Ross Ulbricht, which can have a really significant impact on a legal campaign and hopefully take us closer to getting them both out. So I think this whole thing of people coming together and creating NFTs for real world change, and you know, that's exactly the kind of thing that we want to see, is NFTs creating real world liberty, because most of these NFTs are trying to pull us into the metasphere with all of these collectible clothes and things that, you know, you can like buy lasers coming out your eyes, and you can have the ultimate freedom in the metaverse and buy all these things from NFTs. Meanwhile, we're losing all of our real world freedoms, you know, but we're stuck there plugged into the metaverse, so we don't care because we can, you know, shoot around the universe like a rainbow cat. But what we're interested in particularly are the NFTs that are creating real world freedom, that are fundraising for things in this reality that we need to see change.
The thing that's even cooler about Ross Ulbricht's situation is the money's not for his legal defense. It's actually, well, he's exhausted on the legal defense. His only chance is actually to get a pardon or, you know, get his sentence commuted by the president or whatever, which was actually supposed to have been signed. But it got shoved under the table. But anyway, the funds that he was raising was actually to help prisoners have their family, poor prisoners who couldn't have their families come visit them, you know, a way to get to the prison. And so it's very,
well, the thing about Ross Ulbricht is such a humanitarian that even when he's in, he's so concerned about the world and changing. Even when he's incarcerated, right, he's still thinking about his fellow inmates and how he can make their lives better. He's a really beautiful human being.
You guys have a concept.
Sorry, freeross.org. I have to say that every time. Freeross.org. Please go there and sign the petition. It does help. Thank you.
You guys have a cool concept with NFTs in a marketplace. Tell me about this.
Yeah, and to bring it home around with NFTs and how it can help others as well and donating, right now we're building an NFT marketplace, and we're going to be taking a portion of those fees as people buy and sell NFTs on our exchange. There's going to be a portion of those fees that go to anyone who's staking our DIVs tokens, and that's basically a way to give back to our community. And then anytime anyone unstakes and leaves our staking platform, we restake those with divs.io ourselves to generate weekly income to give to any charity. And basically we're using divs as a DAO, like you said, a decentralized autonomous organization. So if you have these divs tokens, you'll be able to vote on where do you think these funds should be spent when it comes to charity. So we kind of wanted to do that pilot project of that with building the Earthship originally. So I'm looking forward to.
So you're saying if you're building these democratic models into the DAO like this, does this mean we don't need governments anymore?
Oh, we definitely don't need governments. We just need really smart people like us right here to come together and work together to build these projects, because I think a lot of people think it's kind of far-fetched or too hard, or they'll never do it, and they just want to participate a lot of the time. But I want to really preach about just getting out and doing something and be a part of that change, and don't just sit back and say, all right, cool, looks cool, thanks, Mike, for donating to other people. Do something, you know? Build a
You're not planning to become a bored ape then on a yacht?
Yeah, Bored Apes are really cool, and I like actually now they're actually doing something with them. Originally, they made them, they're all randomly generated traits, which made them quote-unquote valuable, but now they're using them as a membership to do other things, and they're also giving to charities and doing now they're with Adidas now, so it's really interesting. It's not just an NFT, it's not just a photo, it's a membership, you're part of a DAO, you're part of a decentralized autonomous organization. It's not just a JPEG anymore, you know. I think we thought that with CryptoPunks, CryptoKitty 3 years ago, excuse me. But NFTs are so much more now.
Actually, I was just going to say on that, Mike, that if you don't understand what a smart contract is executable code that is actually run on a virtual machine. Like Ethereum is actually a decentralized computer that will execute code, like any other Turing-complete computer, which your laptop is or your phone is a Turing-complete computer that will execute any code that you load onto it, like any app or anything. And that's basically what Ethereum or other smart contract platforms do, is they execute whatever you load onto them. So if you load on a smart contract, which is executable code, it will just execute that in a completely immutable way. So you can load up a contract and you can say, do this, do this, do this, do this, and you can't interfere it, you can't tamper it. It's got all the censorship-resistant qualities of a blockchain, and that's what's facilitating all this like really interesting stuff that you can do, kind of connected to an NFT that you can't do with a normal JPEG. So that's also why it's really important, revolutionary technology.
So that's what we're going to touch upon tomorrow. I'll bring it up a little today. We should have actually changed our speech tomorrow to off-grid living and off-grid earning. So NFTs are going to allow, and I don't want to get too technical, but just to really, really dumb it down, NFTs will allow us to build online stores. With 2017, people were building fake companies, fake fundraisers. Now we can sell T-shirts, gold. You can sell cell phones. My pocket's full of them. We're launching a gold website selling silver. There's a use case behind silver. So rather than buying an ape, you can go out and buy silver using simply, it's a receipt. You purchase this, I produce one receipt that says, hey, you own this. You want to sell healing, you want to sell stones, you want to sell your services, you want to sell yoga, T-shirts, gold. That's what NFTs are going to allow us to do. The technology is very, very simple. While we talk about smart contracts and things like that, let's just keep it simple. This has this value. I want to purchase it. That's what NFTs will allow us to do, and keep it all off-grid. The money goes to the cryptocurrency goes to your wallet. However you transact with that wallet, that's upon your discretion. But you keep it completely off-grid. And to add the technical jargon, now we have the BitTorrent file system that the divs.io group has set up. So you can have your hosting off-grid. You could have your domains off-grid. So you're completely built this ecosystem to earn and legitimately do it, and actually sell tangible products. This has a value. I'm selling silver at a service fee. There's no harm in me earning the service fee for selling something that you can take home. And we're going to NFT this also, so we're going to do a little raffle. I have to send an NFT.
Okay. Rob Mills, who is doing the Pirate Train song, I showed him a way how he could just put his video up and get a hash from IPFS and then sell it to people who would pay him pirate. They would send him pirate coin, and then he would return that hash in the memo field of his pirate transaction. So he was, going into the social media of pirate saying, "Hey, who wants to buy my song for pirate?" And then boom, he sends them the hash in the message field. Transaction done.
That's a real use case and a transaction. That's a real use case, a real vendor, real customer, and real use of the transaction. It's rice and beans. It's great music for Pirate Chain.
Actually, I wanted to talk about that earlier. We were talking about how NFTs kind of give more power to the people and how it's immutable, and we can prove who owns what a lot easier. And that's why we've been getting into the BTFS network and not IPFS network. To get a little bit more technical, IPFS is a file sharing system, but it's a little bit more centralized, and it's a couple of people that
Watch what you say. You might wake the beast. I think Ernie's back there somewhere.
Yeah, there's a couple of big servers that are taking control of a lot of people's data, which sounds a lot like Google and the internet and everything that we already see. So BTFS was created from BitTorrent, which probably a lot of people know from many years ago, which was similar to like Napster or LimeWire, if you guys remember that, where you could download and upload music, and then other people could download it from you. It's a peer-to-peer way to share data, and BTFS really decentralized it a lot more than IPFS did, and we are starting our own BTFS hosts to be hosts for all of these new NFT metadata. So all of this metadata, these photos, these JPEGs, these 3D swords in a video game, they've got to be stored somewhere. And you actually have to store that on a file system, basically a decentralized server. Anyone can start these servers. You've got to have some knowledge on how to start the server, but then anyone can do it. So we want to do that for larger mainstream projects. So if you guys have, a lot of metadata and a large, all your 10,000 Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, you got to store that metadata somewhere. We're going to be providing that service to do so.
Which one's faster to use? Because doesn't Library use this BitTorrent system? And
Did
it
they
takes
go to
like
I don't
9
know.
months to watch a video.
Did they go to BTFS?
I don't know.
It's still in beta testing.
Okay.
But BitTorrent, historically, we all know BitTorrent. They were doing peer-to-peer before cryptocurrency and digital currency even came out. So I believe in the technology, which will lead to the boom of the BTFS. There's more and more people trusting. They don't know what IPFS is. When they hear BitTorrent, it's going to be naturally, like right now, the same goes with the marketplaces. When we speak about OpenSea and Rarible, everyone knows about it. But there are many, many more options that are more decentralized, more private. I mean, heck, YouTube was a pain in the ass. It canceled, every third video of ours? Every third video, and then he's on vacation. I'm getting ready to come over here, and we found a solution with Odyssey. But every third video, I'm texting Dan privately like, oh, heck, what should I do? What should I do? I want to get the project done.
The Anarchapulco videos kept getting taken down. I don't know, like somebody must have said something. Covades or, I don't know, some magic word that just makes your videos disappear.
And that's what's going to make BitTorrent, a company like BitTorrent and BitTorrent file system grow. Because we don't want to have our videos shut down. We don't want our work.
You should probably just do both.
Yeah, absolutely.
We could be hosting all of the videos on the BTFS, our BTFS file host, and then you could be watching it straight from there. You wouldn't even have to have. You could make your own front end interface for it, and then have your own YouTube if you wanted to. You know what I mean? It's instead of, we don't need YouTube to host our data anymore. We don't. I mean, we have our own ways of doing that now. So we're giving the power back to us.
Well, I mean, the exciting thing is that it's a permissionless space, right? And we're not used to permissionless spaces. We're used to having to ask permission for fucking everything. And the beautiful thing about the whole proliferation of the, I mean, maximalists will argue against this, but I actually met someone who said, well, I'm an innovation maximalist. I think that's one of the most exciting things is you can step into the space and pioneer your own stuff. There's a lot of open source code that you can then just take and modify and launch your own project. And that's really the nature of the whole space, and it's really exciting. And then when you see the kind of acceleration that happens in a space that's of innovation, when you're in a space that's permissionless, you see how, really what a conspiracy there is against human innovation when we're working within a permission-based environment, because it prevents innovation from flowing. And so, I think it's fantastic.
I wanted to ask you guys a little bit about your exchange divs. It's not an exchange, it's an exchange aggregator, correct?
Correct.
So
Correct.
why can't you make an exchange aggregator for NFTs so that we can just, swap in and out of Ethereum and Solana and all this other stuff? What's it going to take to make this happen?
I've actually not only had that question from you, but actually someone yesterday too also said that, and that we could definitely build bridges between networks. It's already been done. The thing is, if you want to build a bridge for NFTs, you have to build them per collection. So we'd have to build bridges for every single collection of NFTs, which could get quite complicated. But we are building an NFT marketplace that's going to at least have 3 different networks, same front-end interface, working side by side, but they are separate. So you can't inter-exchange between them. But for certain collections like Bored Ape Yacht Club, we could bridge that between the 3 different networks. So you're like, yeah, Ethereum's just not cutting it anymore. I'm not going to spend $100 just to buy an NFT. We'll bridge it to Tron, and then you'll be able to buy it for pennies and sell it for pennies as far as the transaction fees. But Divs is basically a centralized exchange aggregator where you have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, maybe you have Zcash or Monero. You're able to 1, 2, 3 steps get from coin A to coin B, get the exchange rate. You put in your receiving address. You send the funds to the address provided on screen. There's no sign up. There's no login. No KYC. No exchange limits. It's just 1, 2, 3. I have this coin. You get that coin. In 5 to 30 minutes, it's done, and you have your privacy. So, and the best part about it is it's an exchange widget, so it's able to be put on any website or application, and we can brand it to your business. So if you have,
I can put it on Monero and have the shittiest exchange around.
Shout out to Monero here. Yeah, so we could brand a Monero exchange, and now, what network is it going to be on again?
What's that? What network is it? Right now it's on Aspire.
Aspire.
Yeah, but the coins that you will be getting are going to be a fork of Hush.
Of Hush.
Yes.
And I'd have to check because we have 200 different cryptos exchanged from, and I can't remember all of them. But say it was, your Binance of the world. We could, if I have Monero, I could exchange my Monero into Binance very quickly and easily from your front end of your website through your own branded exchange. And now I can get into your crypto a lot easier, a lot more simplistically. And you get your own exchange, and it's branded to you.
You should build like a peer-to-peer page on there, too, where people can just go and trade back and forth. Like the Divi Wallet guys are doing. I've seen what he's doing there. That's a pretty cool idea. They're adding 270 new tokens into their wallet, and then a peer-to-peer exchange system.
Atomic swaps?
Yeah. Well, no, just peer-to-peer. Like, hey, I'll give you this for that.
Okay, that's cool. Like classifieds almost, you have this, I want it, sell it for that. And
right, local Bitcoins.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Cool. Anything else?
Yeah, well, I think it'd be good to explain what opportunities there are to acquire an NFT at Anarchapulco. Because, I think if you want to have a deeper experience with blockchain, maybe you're starting out in cryptocurrency. I've actually met quite a few people who are a little bit sort of nervous about cryptocurrencies and don't know whether it's, really just a big conspiracy to control us. I would always argue against that with more time to do so. But I would go back to the original white paper of Bitcoin and read the sort of manifesto there to understand the sort of vision in terms of creating peer-to-peer networks outside of the banking and governance system. So, I feel very strongly about decentralized technologies. But if you want to you know, if you've felt a little bit of resistance against cryptocurrencies, NFTs are a really fantastic way, you know, an impetus to start engaging with wallets and cryptocurrencies, you know. So it's a nice way in, because then you can actually see something visual that you own and say, I own this digital art image. And there are a number of opportunities being pioneered here at Anarchapulco. Obviously, there's been an auction every day of a special NFT of the video, and then a portrait of the speaker done by Ulysses XYZ. And who's here, by the way. If you want to go meet him, he's at the Volition Labs NFT desk over there. Also, there's a Pirate Chain have done an NFT, right? Of their, who's done the video? Who did the video for Pirate Chain? Rob Mills, yeah, he's done a special Pirate Chain video that they're doing NFTs of. But I just want to say, if you would like to get a free NFT, Ulysses XYZ, the artist, has actually he's producing in the course of the event a really beautiful NFT that he's going to have sent to everybody that signs up for it for free. So he's going to mint them for every single person that signs up. And you've just got to go to the NFT desk with Volition Labs, which is behind the Anarchapulco merchandise desk, and sign up there, and you'll get sent one for free, and they'll explain how to do that and how to get the wallet, and that'll be a good way for you to actually engage and get confidence with buying and selling. You can then sell it. You can do whatever you want afterwards. So it's a good way to sort of get in with that. And there's also an NFT exhibition as well that Ulysses has got on the big televisions back there. So those are some of the ways that you can get involved. But definitely sign up for your free NFT just to sort of experience it if you haven't had one before, and you can go away and say you had an NFT.
And I will vouch, Uli is an amazing artist. Go check him out over there.
Explain the process of creating the NFT, you know, taking the picture, painting the picture, however it is, and how you put it on the IPFS, the whole process, or who wants to?
It's, you know, once you have your artwork or gold or silver, or you want to provide an astrology service, obviously, I'm guiding it to the service angle of things, but just to keep it with the art and the music video, it's a very, very simple questionnaire, usually. It asks for the name of your art, so be prepared. I always say be prepared for the emotions. Don't just say, I drew it because I was high. Or, you know, maybe that'll sell, but I drew it because I had this passion, I saw this vision. So have your description ready. Have your file name ready, have a good version of that file, ideally the better version, the better quality. But usually it's very, very simple. The hardest part is picking which platform to use, whether it's OpenSea, Rarible. There's a lot of private networks, there's a lot of free platforms. But like she said, be careful. They might just be getting access to your wallet, and while you're uploading your data, you might be sharing a private key or something that will, you know, that could possibly potentially harm you or get hacked. I don't want to scare you, but traditionally it's name, description, the file, having the file ready. What else is there? Which hosting you want to do, the IPFS. But usually the marketplace provides that. You know, so it really varies, but usually very, very simple description. There are marketplaces like us. We're not technically launching in OpenSea. We're more a boutique service where we can guide you on, okay, this is where you can potentially get the product. Each individual product will have its own receipt system, own NFT minting system. So we would take a different approach with it. It would be understanding your overall store. It's like building, you know, like your online Shopify per se, but through digital currency and cryptocurrency. But very, very simple product, file name, description name, which marketplace you want to go to in terms of the art and the music and whatnot. Obviously, with products, it's a little different. But, yeah, you guys want to add?
People are using these secondary systems like Polygon to save on gas fees. How the hell does this work?
I believe Polygon is a secondary layer of Ethereum. Ethereum's been having a lot of scalability issues, which makes the transaction fees to use it very expensive. So therefore, these other networks came about, like Polygon and almost everything under the sun at this point, to try to solve that problem ahead of Ethereum. Ethereum is the main core virtual machine, like she was trying to explain, your main computer, and you have all these sub-assets, but it gets so expensive that we had to make side chains to make that faster. Now, the only thing with the side chain is that it's not always confirmed on chain, on the blockchain system first. It's sometimes confirmed just on a normal programming like language, and then gets confirmed on the main chain, which now we've used it so much, people are okay with it. There was big controversy in the beginning, is that safe? Yes, it's fast, and it's always that triangle of security, speed, and decentralization. You either get too much centralization.
Analysis, basically, isn't it? And that's kind of why all the big art that sells a lot of money is minted on Ethereum, because even though the gas fees are more, it has a reputation of being better decentralized.
Exactly, exactly. So it's more expensive. It's very secure. That's where these other chains are faster, less secure, generally because it's more centralized, like Solana is. And unfortunately, we've seen people like Solana, really big companies are investing in it, and it's pretty centralized as far as its consensus algorithm works. But what was I trying to get there is, though, the network went down twice. So meaning you have money on this network, and now you can't use it. It's just sitting there in a wallet. You can't move it, you can't sell it, you can't do anything with it. That was Solana. So, and that was one of the biggest projects out right now. A lot of money involved. Not a good look, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we got one of the fastest chains around at the time. It went down. Is that good? No, Ethereum hasn't gone down since its inception. So, yeah, we got to pay for it, but it's security over centralization over speed. You've got to, pick your poison, I guess. So, you go for a Polygon Matic, you're going to get a faster transaction. Is it as secure as Ethereum? Maybe not. But at this point, I think the majority has proven its security. I don't think we have anything to worry about as far as blockchain goes.
I know Aspire is completely decentralized. It's run on this guy's computers in his game room. He's got one computer on one side of the room and another computer on the other side of the room. Completely decentralized. So. I guess that concludes. You got anything else? Or?
Yeah, so just going to say, if you guys feel this has been overwhelming, but you'd like to play with NFTs, if you come to the NFT desk at Anarchapulco over there, powered by Volition Labs, then we'll help you set up with your own first NFT that we'll gift you for free. And also Volition Labs does really fantastic training in blockchain, NFTs, crypto, things like that. I sometimes do their training, so I can say that. But come and find out more if you want to get training. And these guys are just opposite as well, on the same palapa over there. So come find us and come talk to us. We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, we're right down there in the back. And check us out. Great artist over there, Uli. I love his art, love him.
You guys can all step in for Ken and teach people how to make them, then.
Yeah,
Ken
yeah,
Bozak isn't, he's not going to make it, so.
We're going to do a workshop then. When will that be and where?
It's on the list for tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. I think 11 or something like that. So we'll just send everybody to you guys.
Yeah, check it out.
Come and find us over there, and we'll give you more information.
Definitely. Yeah, so divs.io, check us out over there. Easy use exchange. Also, check us out about NFTs, building anything on NFTs, any type of marketing.
Talk about the benefit of having it on your website.
Oh, yeah. So the other aspect of divs is that you can have your own branded exchange, have it on your website. Anyone can do this. And 0.5% of that total volume, basically the exchange fees from using the exchange, go to anyone who buys and stakes divs tokens. So you have 100 divs tokens, and you stake them in a pool. Maybe that's 1% of the pool. So any fee money that comes in, you're getting 1% of those fees, for example. This is a way to basically get your own exchange for free, branded on your website, and then if you choose to, completely separate, you can buy and stake divs tokens to earn income, not only from the exchange volume of your website and your exchange, but every exchange integration we get. So it's just going to be a snowball-like effect and scale. It's basically scalable. As you want an exchange, he wants an exchange, they want an exchange. Now there's 3 people generating volume, and all of that volume goes to anyone staking divs tokens.
Can somebody explain to me what staking an NFT is?
So when I talked about Ethereum or these smart contract platforms, coming up in the last few years, a big thing that came within that was DeFi, decentralized finance, which basically enables you to engage in contractual relationships with other people using this executable code on a virtual machine like Ethereum, and that's really kind of overtaken now, or kind of replacing the whole loans and the derivatives markets and all the sort of loan and borrowing pools, because that can all be executed by smart contracts now. You don't need a central party like a bank to do that, and which is super exciting, because you don't have a middleman taking all the money. It's really just down to free market economics of supply and demand, and that's now kind of interfacing with NFTs. So when you're talking about the exciting things coming through with NFTs, NFTs are now interfacing with decentralized finance, and we're starting to really see the incredible abundance when you properly step into free market economics of how much kind of wealth generation there can be. It's absolutely fantastic. So it's great that you are doing this.
Yeah, definitely. So staking with NFTs. We do staking with a normal currency, TRC20, not an NFT. But that's what we'll be getting into here within the next 6 months, is our own NFT collections and then staking them to earn some type of passive income.
I don't even know what it means. I know my son does it on Atomic Hub.
Yeah,
I have no idea what even the hell it
staking
means.
really means holding it within a smart contract. You're basically.
It's like putting your money in a bank, right? When it gets locked up in a loan contract, and you're going to receive dividends in the form of interest, you can do that now on a blockchain using a smart contract, and you can do it with the same more confidence than you were doing it to your bank, because unlike a bank that can run off with your money, a smart contract can't, because it's immutable and it's transparent and it's governed by an immutable code. So you can stake your money, you can lock up your money into a smart contract, effectively loaning it to a lending pool that other people can borrow from, and you'll get the dividends from it.
Well said.
I wanted to talk about a funny one. I have this friend named John, and he was going to make an NFT platform for women who had men send them dick pics. It was called Dickcoin, so that you could post the dick pics that some asshole sent you and put his name up there, and forever everybody would know who this jerk off is who's sending people dick pics. No, I haven't edited it yet. That's a cool concept, though.
And the sad thing is it's immutable, so we would know forever who it was.
I guess let's go around the table and mention our projects. I'll start with mine. The Crypto Show, you can find it on YouTube. And I also do like a travel channel where I just go around and fucking hang out in Mexico and all over the U.S. called ANRV Adventure. Kind of has like the anarchy A in it. And it's ANRV instead of anarchy, Nice. And we just kind of gently put anarchist ideas in there from time to time. It's kind of focused at the mainstream, but we complain about government and things like that while we're traveling around enjoying the beaches. So, yeah, check that out. And manuro.io, manure like cow shit with an O on the end, .io. That's it's a joke coin, but it's going to be very serious, and we'll find out about that tomorrow. There's a little reveal that's going to happen that's pretty cool. And tell us about Volition Labs and where everybody can find out.
Yeah, so I do consultancy on behalf of volitionlabs.io, and they enable a lot of startup cryptocurrency projects or blockchain projects. So if you have a blockchain project you need support with, you can come and talk to me about it. And we also do training for companies and individuals on to really get people fast tracks on a very deep level to understand really to a profound level what blockchain is and how cryptocurrencies work, so that you can never mess up with your crypto, but also that you can have a really profound understanding of what the technology is about and how it works. So come and see me if you're interested in that, or go to volitionlabs.io.
So check out divs.io. That's our business for making an exchange. Even if you're just a user, 1, 2, 3 steps, check it out. If you're a business that wants to get an exchange branded to you, check out divs.business. You'll find out info there. And then check out our Telegram. Best way to get a hold of us all our social media out there, Divs Exchange. That's pretty much it. Earthship Airbnb. Oh, divs.house for Earthship Airbnb. If you guys want to stay on the Earthship for a night and check it out, live a little decentralized and autonomous, check out divs.house, divs.io. Shower
The
works.
shower
too.
works.
All right.
I'm staying Saturday, so I'm excited. Once again, I'm Vivek. I'm the owner of Merch Media. We run a digital marketing and software development agency. The reason we're here, I want to help everyone simplify the blockchain. We develop on the blockchain, but we want to help anyone wants to develop stores, build a website, get income source using the blockchain. There's any product that you have, we'd love to discuss with you. A lot of the back office administrative support for divs.io, my team does. We have the chat support, Telegram support, all the Telegram, Discord bots, full on back office. But once again, if anyone has any questions about how to build on the blockchain, don't think Bitcoin, Ethereum, just simple. I have a product, how can I sell it online and keep it in the digital currency ecosystem? How can I host it? What do I need? Design, development, very, very simple. I just launched a company right now, Dropify, not Shopify, Dropify. Bad joke. Bad jokes.
Thank you. All right, I guess that concludes today. Thanks for coming, and
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
see y'all at the bar.